So thanks so much for joining us today. And most importantly, thank you for choosing Frame as your new home. We are coming up to the end of a very long journey, which started for some of you as early as the middle of 2022, and for many of us before that. Super excited to be here. I'm joined by Janice Lin, who is our Director of Sales and Residential Leasing here at Peterson, and Jessica Liu, who is the Customer Care Manager and part of our construction team. So welcome. We're going to go through quite a bit of information. Hopefully you're sitting back at home with either a warm beverage or a cold beverage and a notepad ready to take some notes, or your phones, because that's how most people do that these days. I'm a bit of a rookie, so I'm going to be looking down quite a lot at my notes just to make sure we stay on track. Otherwise, we will be here all night and we don't want that. So what we're going to do is I'm going to go through a little bit of, I'm going to hand over to Janice shortly, who's going to go through the closing procedure and what to expect over the next few months. And she's going to share some important information about EV charging, storage, parking, and what to expect in terms of working with lawyers and that kind of thing. After that, Jessica is going to go through some of the construction update and guide you through the timing on your homeowner walkthrough and the process around that and what to expect in the few months ahead. And then once we cover everything, we'll take some time to answer your questions. And then right at the end, stick around because we'll have a prize draw. I think we sent out a note about that for those of you who've put your legal information in already. Well done. And we'll have that prize draw towards the end. So before we get going any further, I'm going to have, I think I said Janice was first, but actually Jessica's first. So she's got a construction update and a walkthrough information for you.
Hi everyone, I'm Jessica, and I'm happy to share that construction at Frame is proceeding really well. We're making great progress on the interiors. The building exterior, sidewalks, and civil work are also coming together nicely. Very soon we will be welcoming homeowners for the homeowner walkthroughs. This is the opportunity for you to step inside your new home before your closing. The appointment will take approximately 60 minutes, and during the walkthrough, our representatives will be guiding you through inspecting the specifications of your unit and making sure the selected finishes are in place. We'll also touch on the warranty coverage during this process. Your home comes with a 2510 new home warranty insurance, and the commencement date will be your title transfer date. You will be receiving a warranty certificate confirming that. Invitations for the walkthroughs will be going out in batches in the next couple of days through to early 2026. We're very excited to be welcoming you to see your new home very soon. And now I'll pass it to Brad again, and who will walk you through the next steps and closing procedures.
Perfect. Thanks, Jessica. So there's several steps that you should really know about as we get close to completion. Our job here is to make your journey as smooth as possible. So insofar as that is possible with this process, there's some things you can do to get prepared, and there's some things that we can help you with. So Janice is going to walk you through some of those.
We understand that Jessica's part of the homeowner walkthrough is always very exciting, but there's also the administrative things to get through, which is getting your legal representative in order. And you can choose whether you want a lawyer or if you want a notary. And we do advise you to start that process now. And if you have already selected your legal representative, to submit your information to salessupport@petersonbc.com, or if you had taken a screenshot at the start of the show, then you can, of course, scan the QR code there. And if you don't know where to get started, our team has reached out to a couple of notaries and lawyers who are very reputable in town, and you can, of course, reach out to them and get set that way. And once you've selected the lawyer information, you can, of course, email us and let us know who they are, because we don't want you to miss the important things, which is your notice of completion coming up and a way to reach you.
100%. The other thing that, just to add on to that, is really important is some people forget the step of they tell us who the notary or their lawyer is, but then they forget to tell the lawyer that they've selected them. And so then it becomes a bit of a surprise, and there's sometimes a delay because the legal representative gets the closing notice and they look at it and go, who is this human? So definitely let us know, let that legal representative know that you've selected them. So that's very important. Hard to believe that we would do that, but some of us forget that. So a note about mortgages. So we strongly encourage you to secure your mortgage early. The sooner you can get going, the better. We've arranged what's called a blanket appraisal with both TD and RBC. We have other packages that are available through BMO as well. So feel free to shop around. I'm sure they wouldn't love to hear that from me, but feel free to shop around. What's really important with the TD and the RBC blanket appraisals is that they've already appraised the value of every home in the building. So what that means is that you can, whatever's on your contract price, that has already been appraised by them. And it's important to note that that is available through the TD representatives that are working through the Builder program, who are the contacts that are in the link on the screen right now. So if you scan the QR code, it'll take you to some information. Those are the humans you want to talk to about this blanket appraisal and about the package that they have for you. It's not available through if you went to your friendly banker down the street that's at RBC that you've been working with for decades. They're not going to be able to help you with the same program. Of course, they'll be able to get you financed, but you may have trouble with the appraisal.
That's right.
So we really recommend having a look at that, scan the code, and you'll be able to get the information on your screen. The other thing that I get a lot of questions about at this process is just in terms of a confirmed completion date. So we don't know what the dates are yet. We can only send out the official completion notice once we've received an occupancy permit from the City of Vancouver. And as many of you know, that is quite a fluid process. And we appreciate your patience as we work through these final steps towards getting there. But what you can do to get prepared is get all your ducks in a row early. So get your mortgage papers done, get your financing lined up, get in touch with your legal representative, and then you get your funds ready so that when we do send you that notice in the early part of next year, you're ready to go. So that's pretty much the important thing. Anything to add on that, Janice?
To touch on that, in order for us to send you the notice of completion, we always encourage, if you have changed addresses or the email address that you had put on your contract, generally that is how we contact you. And if you've changed, please remember to notify us so that we can update your records and making sure that we're able to reach you on a prompt manner and making sure you don't miss out on the completion of your home, which you've been waiting for.
And that is your responsibility to let us know. If something has changed in your world, we have no way of understanding that. So please make sure you reach out to us. And again, the contact info, salessupport@petersonbc.com. So now that we've covered all of that, we're going to pass you back to Jessica, who has some more information for you about, once you get to the completion process is done, the most important bit is your keys and being able to move in.
So once the title is transferred, our team will be sending out a confirmation email to you on the same day. Within that email, you will be getting a link to book your key pickup appointment. Please be sure to keep an eye out on your inbox and wait until you receive that confirmation email to come through before making any moving arrangements. When you access the link to book your key pickup appointment, you will also find information on elevator bookings for your move-in. Please secure the elevator time slot prior to coordinating with your movers, as this will help you ensure everything runs smoothly on your moving day. I'll now pass it over to Janice, who will walk you through the EV charging, storage lockers, and parking.
Before we get to that, there's just one little note I wanted to make on the notice of completion. So once your title has transferred and your funds are with us and your title has gone the other way and is registered, it doesn't often happen right away. So what happens a lot of times is people will sign the papers with their lawyer, and then they'll think they're done, but title hasn't registered yet at the line titles office. So that often happens late in the day. So Jessica's team or Jessica herself will be up like really late that evening and will message or email you directly. This is correct, right? Yeah. And then she'll let you know that your home has closed. And then with that email will be the link to book your elevator and your key pickup time.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because that's often a bit tricky. We all expect it to happen right away, but it takes a bit of time.
Yeah, cover some hot topics in regards to parking, storage, and EV chargers. Starting off with parking, I know many of you would ask if there is any additional parking for sale. We do intend at Frame for every home to have at least one parking. So with that being said, we'll have to wait until after completion to know if we have allotted for all the parking and we have any additional ones for sale. They will be going for $45,000, and we anticipate maybe there's going to be one or two. So just hang tight with us. For anyone that is interested, you can join the wait list by emailing sales support. And for those of you that have already joined the wait list, please don't worry. If there is parking available, we will reach out to you in the order of your parking waitlist submission, just to keep an orderly basis, and of course to honor who has been in line first. In regards to if any of you have an EV vehicle and you want to get a charger at the end of your stall, or if you want to future-proof your home, it's a great time to do that now. So you can opt in to have your EV charger installed by us, and so it's ready for you, plugging it in, arriving, parking your vehicle downstairs upon move-in. So it is going to go for between $3,500 to $4,000, and we will have more detail coming up in regards to that. We're just finalizing the information there. So if you are interested, we do encourage you to, again, get yourself on the EV charging list so that we can contact you first. And of course, we will send out a follow-up email to share more details, of course. And lastly, to cover storage, so some of you might have additional, things that you want to store down in the parking, and so we do have mesh lockers, and these are generally the 4x6 size. These go for $5,000. We have started storage sales, so you can email sales support at Peterson, BC right away, and we will be able to draft the addendum there for you. It is $5,000 plus GST. So you can opt in for that now before completion, which some people like it because you can roll it into your mortgage and forget about it. And the other thing is some do prefer for maybe the smaller bike lockers, which you can purchase as well. Those ones are 2x6 in size, and they go for $1,500 plus GST. So generally those are the couple items that we can support you now, actually, prior to completion. So if you want EV charging, if you have a parking question, or if you want storage and bike purchase, we can help you with that now.
Did you say bike purchase?
Oh, sorry, bike locker purchase. Bike purchase is my side business I just invented.
I like bicycle purchases. Yeah. I think the next thing is we'd like to get to the draw. So if we don't have any more EV questions or comments or parking or storage things, we can move on. So this is going to take a little bit of time because we've got our peeps off screen that are running the actual draw. So for those of you who got your legal information in on early, thank you so much for doing that. That will help take the pressure off. So I'm going to ask Samantha to get going with the first draw now. So it's going and it's done. And over to Janice to make the announcement.
Having it pop up here. So congratulations and thank you to our homeowner 156. We will reach out to you. Thank you for submitting your legal information early as an early bird and in advance. So we really appreciate you for that. Our team will contact you in order to get the $100 Visa gift card to you. And so we do have 2 draws actually today. So we're gonna have our team behind the scenes put in the second draw here. So we'll just wait for it to pop up on the screen here.
Let's go. There's a drum roll going somewhere, I suspect. Yeah, okay.
And for our second winner here, homeowner 158. So that's homeowner 156 and 158. Again, congratulations to both homeowners. And so we will have our team reach out to you and get the $100 gift cards.
Both homes on the first floor.
Yeah, they're winners.
Yeah, there you go. All right, so let's get going with Q&A. So I think there's been some questions coming through, so we'd like to get going with those. So we're just going to watch our little screen here and see what's come up. So I think this is a good one for Jessica.
So the first question is, can we have a virtual walkthrough? Unfortunately, we don't have a current setup to do that. And with a virtual walkthrough, the downside is that you don't really actually get to see the physical aspects of your unit, which is very important in this process. So we do strongly encourage if you can attend in person or if you have your representative, that would be the best. Maybe down the line in the future, we will try to look into facilitating this with the new technologies coming up and maybe AI one day in the future.
Good answer. There you go. Okay. All right, this looks like a Janice question.
So our next question here is, how much is the legal fee approximately to get them to sign? So legal fees generally start in the $1,000 range, and they could go up to $1,500. It really depends on if you select a notary or your lawyer, what offerings they have. Again, we do have offerings that you can check out here that we've connected with the lawyers and notaries already, which you can check out. But I would say the main difference is sometimes in whether you have a mortgage or not.
Check. Yeah, so it's again, if you scan the QR code, you'll be taken through to a spot where we've got some packages in place for you. Another Janice question, maybe?
Sure, I'm happy to take it. So the question here from one of our homeowners is, the lawyer/notary step is essentially they read the contract and provide their stamp and signature. Simply put, but I think there's definitely more things behind the scene that happens. They are the ones that physically make sure that your purchase price is correct, your statement of adjustment is correct, making sure that you're getting them the right bank draft amount to go and deposit to your lawyers to make sure that you can close on time. And of course, to register the title, which is the most important thing, so that the ownership transfers to you. So there is a little bit more to that, but yes, in short.
Yeah. They essentially represent you in the transaction, right?
Yes.
So basically, they're your representative. They'll deal with our conveyancing group and our legal department and our legal team to facilitate the transaction. So yes, you want to be careful, not be careful. You want to select a human that has some experience and has done this before, and they can help you through the process. That's a good question.
When's the homeowner walkthrough actually be? Is it very soon? I'm going on vacation. What happens if I'm not here for it? So we'll be sending out we'll be sending out email invitations in the next couple of days for the first batch, which is happening in a few weeks' time, and following through all the way to early 2026. And if it gets to your batch, unfortunately, we do have a very strict schedule because this is as per the construction schedule and construction timeline that we don't have too much flexibility with. So we do encourage you to come in person or have your representative or your representing agent coming to attend the appointment on your behalf, and make sure that you submitted your representative form prior to the appointment, so then we can arrange accordingly. If you don't have a representative attending, then our team will be attending internally on your behalf and send you a report after the designated date.
And it's always quite interesting. I've found previously that when one of our team does the orientation or the walkthrough on your behalf, they're more strict than you would be.
That's possible too.
Yeah,
yes.
So it's not a terrible solution. If you can't make it, one of our team members will take care of the walkthrough for you. But if you can, it's very exciting and fun to see. The other, maybe something that I get asked all the time, which we can tackle because it's kind of similar to this question, is what if you're not here for the completion time? So like, what happens if maybe completion happens around spring break and you're traveling with your kids in somewhere like fun like Costa Rica?
I want to be in Costa Rica.
Yeah.
You can, of course, get ahead of that if you already know you got your vacation planned. Of course, you can have a power of attorney to sign off on your behalf, or you can, of course, set it up with your legal representative to see what other alternatives can they do for. Can they sign remote signing? Some lawyers still do that. You can be in Costa Rica and signing your home, so it could be a possibility.
Yeah. And I always use the example of my parents who live in Central Africa, who were able to complete on a condo purchase here in Vancouver remotely. And so sometimes it's just a matter of lining up a notary who can witness your signatures or something in the place where you're going to be. So if you know you're going to be somewhere, get your information done early with your legal representative here, get your mortgage all lined up, and then it's pretty straightforward after that.
For sure.
The internet is a wonderful thing. What else have we got? Is the completion day more likely next year? So we recently sent out an amendment to the disclosure statement, which had a construction completion date range of, I think it was February 1st to April 30th. So completion will take place sometime in that date range. And that's as close as we can get it for you. A little bit of a clue in terms of timing is depending on which batch you're in for your homeowner orientation, those homes will be done sooner than the ones that are happening later. So if you're, for example, in the first batch, that you get an email in the next couple of days with an invite to your orientation in a couple of weeks, then you know that you're going to be at the beginning of the process, versus if you only get your orientation invite in January, then you know you're going to be at the later end of the process. So I think that's probably the best indication that we can give without being able to give you a specific date. Sound fair?
Yeah, that sounds good buffer range.
Perfect. Oh, this is also a good Janice one.
Yeah, this next question here is, what if I want to add someone to my contract before closing? How do I do that? I would say definitely email sales support in order for us to add, whoever your family member is, to add and to remove is equally assignment, just to remind everyone. So that's why we do tell you to go and figure out your financing first, because sometimes you do need to add someone on, or you want to take someone off and it makes your situation a little brighter. Then do let us know, but it is an assignment and we can start to help you with that now. And so, yeah, I would say email our team and we'll be happy to help you.
And then if it's closer to the time, because there's technically a cutoff time where we don't allow an assignment, but if you need it closer to the time, then you'll deal with your lawyer. So your lawyer or your notary will then contact our legal representative and they'll figure out the assignment between them. So that's if it's closer to the time.
If I may chime in, one homeowner had emailed us before this and asked in terms of when can they start to get their appraisal appointments?
Check. So you can start that process. So technically the bank will take care of that. So you start your mortgage process and the bank orders the appraiser. And we won't be able to let the appraiser into the building just yet, but we can get them a bunch of information up front. So we prepare a package of information specifically for your home. We take photos and we can send those to the appraiser ahead of time to get the ball rolling. And then probably, I would say towards the end of this year, early next year is when we can actually accommodate the walkthrough with the appraiser.
So the next question here is, what are the specific rules and time windows for moving after closing? What is the maximum time allocated per owner for moving into the unit? So basically, once you pick up your keys and have your elevator time slot booked, then you can move in accordingly to those times. But we don't have a very specific time rules that you have to move in within a certain day. It's just the preferable arrangement to have your key pick up and then book your elevator first, because then there may be a very high volume of elevator bookings. So just to be sure that your process and your movers are being arranged smoothly and accordingly, just to be sure that you have these two booked in first.
Would you say we normally allow kind of 2 to 3 hours for the elevator?
Yes, roughly.
Booking?
Yes, roughly. You will have 2 to 3 hours for each elevator booking. That would include the loading bay as well for your moving trucks.
One of the other things that you can expect to receive from us is at completion, there is a homeowner manual that you'll get that deals with all the appliances and the paint chips and all that kind of thing in the home. We used to print out a big, thick physical manual and clunk it on the desk. We don't do that anymore. Thank you to the kinder to the trees. But we will be having, it's a digital piece now that you'll have access to, right?
Yep, so we'll be giving out a web link and QR code during your key pickup appointment for you to access your homeowner menu. Please be sure to spend some time and read through it once you receive the QR code and link, because there's a lot of information on how to maintain your home and information on emergency contacts or property and strata management contacts and so on.
So the right thing to do is not to only look at it when there's a problem.
Please read ahead of time.
Okay, gotcha. All right. So I think we're going to land the plane on the questions right now. So we will be sending, as a follow-up to this, we have a kind of FAQ that we'll send out. And of course, if you have more questions, feel free to email us at salessupport@petersonbc.com, and we'll be sure to get back to you really quickly.
I think we covered a lot today, but we do want to say for those of you that are joining us tonight that even after this the webinar, you can still reach out to us. We do want you to have a smooth process of closing. So if you think of something a couple of days later or you weren't really sure, we will have a follow-up so you can rewatch this video tonight and re-enjoy us. Or you can, of course, email us at sales support, like Barrett said, and we'll be happy to help you. So we just want to let you know that we are reachable and we are here to support you up until the possession of your home and when you move in.
Perfect. So before we sign off, just make sure you check out that QR code, download the information, contact the mortgage representatives, do your homework, get a legal representative lined up. So we trust that this has helped you feel a little bit more prepared for what's coming up. Look forward to, look out for emails from Jessica's team, which will invite you to do your homeowner walkthrough. And then feel free to get in touch with any specific questions that you have. And I think that's that. So on behalf of Peterson, thank you very much again, and we look forward to seeing you at one of the stages coming up. Thanks so much.